Community is brought to you by Carriage Crossing Senior Living.
Well, we have been so lucky to be able to enjoy the arts virtually during COVID-19, but now you have the opportunity to enjoy the arts in person. It's happening in your community. It's the reopening of the Cranner Art Museum, and Director John Seidel is hanging out with me today via Zoom. John, thank you for being with us today.
I'm so excited to be here.
Well, and I bet you're also excited that the Cranner Art Museum is getting ready to open back up to visitors.
Yes, we reopened. We reopened to our members today as a test run, and tomorrow we open to the public. As always, we're free and open to everyone.
And I'm sure you've got lots of new updates in place to make sure that everyone stays safe and healthy.
Exactly. Lots of it's going to seem very familiar. Sanitizer everywhere. We're asking people to wear masks. Some arrows on the floor, and our security team, our visitor services folks are ready to greet you and answer any questions you have.
And there's also going to be some new hours, I hear, which also involves a new online reservation system. So tell me about that.
That's right. So for the first time, although we're free, as I said, and open to anybody who wants to come in, so we still will take walk-ins. Or for people who really want to ensure that they can get in, because we have reduced capacity, we'll ask people to go to cam.illinois.edu and sign up for an hour slot to come visit.
But they can still walk in if they're in the area and they want to check it out. That's still a possibility?
Exactly. And since we're actually, as you probably know, a pretty big facility, I don't think we're going to probably hit capacity very often. So I think you're good to go either way.
And the Cranner Art Museum also has an auditorium and classroom space available. Those are going to be closed for a while. Is that still correct?
That's right. I mean, so as part of the U of I reducing the number of classes, we worked with them and decided that, in fact, they could hold classes elsewhere that would normally be in our auditorium. So anybody who's coming to the museum is really just going to be visitors to the museum. You won't have to dodge students.
And you've got some great exhibits planned for this fall. Let's start by talking about the Homemade with Love, More Living Room. This one sounds interesting.
Oh, so this is amazing. This is curated by our postdoctoral fellow, a woman named Dr. Blair Ebony Smith. She works with Black girls in Urbana and Champaign, Franklin and Urbana middle schools mostly. And it's a collaborative project that really doesn't look like a traditional gallery. In fact, she's created a space that really looks like a living room, right? So it's a space for art, some art making, some sharing the work of the girls, sharing some work from the collection, all really by Black women and girls. It's a really interesting new way of looking at the collection.
Well, and what a great opportunity for our young girls to experience art this way and then to have their own exhibit. That's exciting.
It's really terrific. She did a kind of trial run of this last October. We thought it was so great, we decided to really scale it up this year.
All right, let's talk pressing issues, printmaking.
So this is something that we were thinking about in some ways in response to the election, the upcoming election. So it's about social justice printmaking in the 1930s in the United States, where a time period where a lot of the issues that those artists were dealing with around immigration, around social justice, around racial inequality, turns out to be exactly, in many ways, the same issues we're grappling with today. And so it's an interesting sort of reflection back onto the 1930s. It's drawn entirely from our own incredibly strong collection as well. So it's a real terrific in-house project by Katie Coca-Polite.
Okay, tell me about B. Nettles.
So B. Nettles is an amazing, internationally important artist who turns out to live in Urbana. She's had a 50-year career. She's worked in Rochester, New York, as well as at the University of Illinois, an experimental photographer, really of huge importance, but has never had a major exhibition really exploring the entirety of her whole career. And so this is an exhibition, in fact, organized by the George Eastman House in Rochester, New York, and the Sheldon Galleries in St. Louis, and we're doing a version of it here in November.
Well, we just have such a little hidden gem here with the Cranner Art Museum in our community available for people to come and enjoy and get a little culture in them, right?
That's right, exactly. And I always say, because we're free, um, I encourage people, even if you're not sort of comfortable with a 2-hour visit to the museum or you have kids who can't sit still for that long, just dip in for 15 minutes or so and come back another time.
Well, there you go. Well, we are excited for you all being back open to the public, and we know you're making everything as safe as possible for people to come and enjoy these great exhibits and support people here in the community that have put them together. And we'll be happy to share all of this at CILiving.tv. John, we appreciate you being with us this afternoon.
Thanks for the time, and we look forward to seeing all of you at Cranner Art Museum.